Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
The unacceptable face of capitalism. That's the scathing verdict of a parliamentary report into the collapse of BHS. Its former billionaire boss, Sir Philip Green, is accused of extracting large sums of money from BHS. Meanwhile, the pension fund fell £571 million into the red. That deficit, claims the report, was a major factor in the collapse of what had once been a high street giant. Here's our business editor, Simon Jack.
After countless hours of evidence and thousands of documents gone through, the report into the collapse of BHS pulls no punches. It reveals the unacceptable face of capitalism, a company run as a personal piggy bank and fiefdom by one owner before collapsing under the shambolic ownership of another. Sir Philip Green himself comes in for the most savage criticism for extracting hundreds of millions of pounds to fund a lavish lifestyle unrestrained by any independent oversight.
The Napoleon of this, that directed all the operations, was Philip Green, and although he pointed the finger at everybody else, all the fingers really point to him.
BHS was sold for just £1 last year, and the details were settled on this handwritten note, a deal that helped seal the fate of up to 10,000 workers, like staff in South Shields putting a brave face on their last day.
I feel like I've been a loyal employee for 11 years because he owned the company when I took it on, and I've given my best, I've given everything to British Home Stores, and I feel like he doesn't care about any of us. He just sits with a smug look on his face, and he really doesn't care about us.
You've made me very angry.
Like, emotions are very high at the minute, a lot of different emotions, and I think we're just all hoping he sort of gets his comeuppance really, and you know, he will get what's coming to him.
As stores begin closing down across the UK, Sir Philip Green is many miles away in the Mediterranean. When I asked him today when he was coming back, he joked, hopefully never. But he knows he's got unfinished business here, particularly with the pensions regulator. Now, how he chooses to deal with that makes us a bit about how much he likes being called Sir Philip Green.
Sir, do you mind not looking at me like that all the time? It's really disturbing.
The government has confirmed his knighthood is under review, and the decision may be influenced by whether he comes good on this promise.
It's resolvable, sortable, we will sort it, we will find a solution, and I want to give an assurance to the 20,000 pensioners, I'm there to sort this.
Others were also condemned. Dominic Chappell, who bought the company from Sir Philip, was described as manifestly unsuitable and out of his depth, while some of the biggest names in financial services were also criticised for their role. But it's Sir Philip Green who is the unwilling star of this show, and it remains down to him how much he wants to pay to rescue his reputation and possibly his knighthood.
Simon, the MPs have been excoriating in their criticism of the way BHS was mishandled and of Sir Philip Green in particular. But is there anything to stop this happening again?
I suppose the answer to that question is no. I mean, it wasn't. I mean, Sir Philip Green definitely copped it today, but there are wider questions to the financial establishment. There were some blue chip names with their fingerprints all over this. You know, PwC, Deloitte, Goldman Sachs, Grant Thornton, and remember, no laws, so far as we know, up to date, have been broken. So the answer is yes, it could happen again. Now, Theresa May has gone on record saying that she thinks this is an example of why capitalism needs reforming. But I say because no laws are broken, if she wants to get serious about that, then it's a very big job indeed.
Simon, thank you.
I've been getting away with it all